Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leanne. Have you ever talked to somebody about something that happened maybe when you were a kid? You know, you're going over a memory and the person says to you, no, that's not what happened, and they recall something else? It's because the memories are what you make of it. And you can actually change your reality by changing your memories. Because if you notice, somebody might see something as something that was horrible. You might see it as, well, no, I remember it as being positive. You know what I mean? And so, how you create your past, your memories, is what's going to reflect your future, your now. It might not make sense right now, but I've talked about revision in the past, and that's basically what I'm kind of referring to, you know, but I'm making it in a way that somebody else might understand it. It's revising the past, you know, remembering differently. Like Tom Karen of Be Something Wonderful says, you know, they remembered wrong, or you remembered wrong. So that's the thing. If you remember something and it had a negative impact, you can actually start thinking about a different outcome. Like, keep thinking about it over and over. Eventually, it's so weird when this happens, but you're going to start remembering it as if that happened. You're going to start getting the feelings as if, okay, like, yeah, I do feel good. This is how things were. And then eventually, you might even forget that original thought that you had, because that had happened to me. And then one day I was like, wait a minute, I was pretty sure that this had happened. And then it's like, oh wow, you know, like I totally forgot about it, but then here I am bringing it up again, you know. So yeah, just remember things how you want them to be. Do the revision, you know. And it's really not that difficult. Like, I know some people might think that you know, you have to sit there and do this meditation, and yeah, it helps to relax, it helps, you know, to really focus, close your eyes, but you don't have to. You really don't have to. You just have to know that, okay, I'm saying that this happened, I'm saying that this is who I am right now, I'm saying that this is exactly what my future is, what I'm seeing in my reality, and be confident about it, and that you can still see things changing. But if you're, you know, somebody who has a difficult time really believing it, then yeah, go ahead and close your eyes, you know, start visualizing, start scripting or affirming that this is the way it was. This is your memory, you know, because when you make that memory, it's going to start shifting things. It's kind of like, have you ever seen a movie where they go back in time and then they try and change something, and then all of a sudden when they're back into the future, like, everything is chaos, everything is different, you know, their house might look differently, they look differently, they might be married to somebody different, you know, the streets outside look differently because they changed something of the past. So think of it like that, you know, you're changing something of the past that maybe wasn't favorable. Like, okay, let's say you want to see yourself as successful, right? So you're going to revise, like, let's say you were brought up in poverty, you know, you hardly had food to eat, you know, your clothes were all hand-me-downs, and so you can revise and think about the life that you would have loved to have as if it happened. So the more you think about it like that, the more you're going to realize, you know, like, and you'll notice it. Like, I'm trying to think of an example for myself. If I could think of an example to give you, like, I would give it. But, you know, in my own life, I just know that things have changed when I was like, oh, wait a minute, I was pretty sure that it was like this, but it's because I revised things. So I had a hard time remembering what I thought was the truth, because it's not the truth. The truth is just what you make it, you know? Your past is what you make it. Your memories, it's what you make it. That's it. If you keep declaring something, of course it's your memory. Of course that happened to you when you were a kid, because you keep saying it. But if you change that and you keep saying something different happened, that's what happened. And you're gonna see things in your life changing to reflect that. I hope that makes sense. So like, if the same example of the poverty, if you start telling yourself that, you know, you had a wonderful upbringing, you know, you had everything that you needed, you always had a full belly, and, you know, your parents were loving, and you traveled with your family, and, you know, like, you're dreaming about this stuff. If you keep saying it, eventually it's going to start feeling like reality, because today you're going to start seeing your own success. And things might unfold. It could happen overnight, but things might unfold for you, like, you know, how our logical mind will work. And you're going to start seeing like all these opportunities coming to you, and it's going to start reflecting the past that you created, the past that you made. So, sorry for the dogs barking. So yeah, I mean, you could do it with anything, you know, like if you are very, very ill, you know, you could tell yourself, like, I've always been healthy. I've always, you know, been strong. And I don't know, like, just, there has to be assumptions that you might not realize that you have, and that is affecting today how things are, that you don't want it to be like that. You know, there's an assumption there somewhere that you truly believe that this is how it is. The be all end all, nothing can change. And I used to think that too. I used to think, okay, our life is laid out and that's it. Yeah, our life is laid out according to what you're thinking or what you thought. So if you're thinking a certain way and you're like, well, it's not going to change. No, it's not going to change, because that's what you laid out. That's the memories you have. That's what you're declaring today. That's who you're saying that you are. But now we know you can change it. You can. You know, it's not linear. Life does not go this way. Life is going this way, and you can change it, because on each level is something different. So it's like, or, okay, let's say you want to say things, you know, are going this way. Well, think of it like a bunch of different railroad tracks. Okay, you're on this train, and of course that train's going to keep going. It's straight, right? It's on the tracks, it's going. Well, get off that train. Go on the next one. Well, now you're going somewhere different. You know, you're going the other way, and something else is there for you to see. So, you know, however it helps you to understand, to grasp, to believe, to have this truth, just do it. You know, I was always very insecure, and I used to keep declaring it, you know, and crying about my problems and stuff. And now I'm like, no. I started declaring that I'm confident and everybody loves me, and, you know, I have a lot of friends and I'm happy, and, you know, everything is going great in my life, and I feel that relief of the confidence. You know, I thought there was somebody behind me. I kept seeing something moving, like right here, but it's because the window's open and there's a breeze, and so the curtain keeps moving. Oh my God. It scared the crap out of me. Okay, sorry about that. Anywho, there's nobody there. It's just my curtain. Okay, I've lost my train of thought. But anyways, yeah. So, you know, oh yeah, my confidence, you know, like, I feel very confident, and it's not being arrogant. It's just that I feel like I know what I bring to the table. I know that I'm a good person. I know this. I know I'm smart, blah, 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 blah. You know, you just want to know. And why shouldn't you? You know, why should you wait for somebody else to tell you who you are? You tell yourself, because this person is just a reflection of you anyway. So whatever they're saying to you, and especially if it's a negative thing, that's how you believe about yourself. And they're just telling you, you know, and you believe it because it's like, well, it's coming from them though. But no, they're part of you. You know, you're the only one really in your reality. So you're the one creating all these people, all these situations, all these circumstances. You are all of it. You are the circumstances. You are the success. You are the failure. You're all of it. It's what you choose to be. So choose wisely. And I know, you know, you might say, okay, duh, how do I choose it? Well, you just declare what you are. That's it. and then feel that feeling. And if it helps you, then yeah, do the affirmations, do the visualizations. Neville Goddard loved visualizations. He did not believe in affirmations, even though they do work for some people. But visualize. Just visualize in the first person. Like, you know, when you play a game, a video game, like a shooting game or something, and you're seeing the people, but you can see like your hand, you know, but you don't see your body because you're in the first person view, as if you're looking through the eyes, right? That's how you want to visualize things. So like for me, I would visualize like walking down the street, or, you know, I visualize looking in the mirror and seeing, you know, myself healthy and slim, or whatever it is, you know, that I want. I'm just giving an example. That's not what I'm thinking of. But yeah, you can visualize, you know, jingling the keys in your hand of the car that you just bought, and putting the key in the lock, opening the door, sitting inside, smelling that fresh new car leather smell. You know, feel the wheel on your hands, and like, this is what's gonna make it real. Because it's like, imagine, like, you know, in the quantum field there is that car, right? So it's almost like your mind is building it, you know, like, just picture your mind like the 3D printer, and it's building this car for you. But if you stop thinking of it, then it's like, it's just gonna kind of shrivel and melt away. So if you stay on the path and you keep declaring it, and visualizing it and affirming it, and just being, you know, that person who owns that brand new car, imagine the world, the 3D printer creating a car. And now all of a sudden it's created, and somehow, some way, that car is going to come to you. It could be somebody that's getting rid of a car, and that tells you, you know, oh, do you want this car? I don't need it. Or you could have entered a contest, you know, that you forgot about years ago, you know, and all of a sudden, like, they're doing the contest, you know, they're declaring the winner today. You could have bought a lottery ticket. All of a sudden you won, you know, and then you could buy that new car. I mean, there's infinite possibilities. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit that, okay, well, this is all I'm going to have. Now, it doesn't mean that everybody that knows how to manifest is going to have a huge mansion and a boat and 10 cars, and because not everybody wants that, you know. I mean, you even have actual billionaires that leave all their money, or donate their money even when they're alive, to all these charities, because they don't care about the money, you know. So don't think of it like, okay, if this person really knew how to manifest, they would have it all. Not really, you know. I mean, how many people who are really rich and they're alone and they wish they had just somebody to love, you know. So everybody has their own thing that they really want. But yeah, you can have you know, the boat, the plane, all of it. You know, you just have to really focus on that. That's who you are. So tell yourself today who you are, what it is that you want to see, and remember it differently. Just keep going back into your memory, because the memory, as long as you keep thinking of all the old negative things, you know, and how they might have affected you, that's like, you're staying in alignment with that. You're staying in that reality. And now that reality, you chose it, so now all the crap you're going through now is going to continue to show up, because darn, you chose that reality again. So choose another one. Choose the one where you were happy, where you always got what you want. You always had like good luck if you want, you know, and then see what happens. Just change it all, and don't worry about what you're seeing, because imagine is the 3D printer. So right now, like, I'm looking at my desk. My thoughts have created this desk, you know, although I love it because it's a new desk. I got this new desk. But you know what? It's funny. Actually, there's an example. I had this old desk. It was huge. I didn't like it. It was falling apart. And I was like, you know what? I really want a new desk, but I can't afford a new desk. And I want something with a lot of storage in it, because, you know, like, my crystals that I have, or you know, my cards, my papers, you know, pens, whatever. I didn't want it all just cluttering all over my desk. So anyways, I wanted one with storage. So I happened to see one on Amazon and it was perfect. It was the one I wanted. Of course, I put it together, and at first I thought, I can't do this myself. There's just too many things. But then I said to myself, no, 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 no. You're a smart person. You take your time. You know how to do this. And I put it together myself. It's sturdy and it's perfect. It has all of the storage that I wanted. It's beautiful. It's just, it fits perfectly. It gives me more space in my living room. And yeah, I just thought about that first. And it was like months before that I was thinking, you know what? I need a new desk. I want a new desk. I really need a new desk. I hate my desk so much. But instead of just focusing on hating my desk, I focused on seeing the desk that I wanted. And I actually, it's funny because I seen in a magazine the desk that I actually wanted. And I was like, oh my God, I love this desk. It's so cute. And it's white, and mine's white with the black on it, because I had an ugly brown one. And this is exactly, or not exactly, but similar to the one that I seen. And this even has a bonus. It has like little lights under it, so I can like change it, the ambient light, and it has like it changes colors, you know? Anyway, so yeah, that's just one of my, simple manifestations. But I mean, hey, if you want to go big, you know? You want that plane, then you have that plane. So anyways, yeah, so remember it differently and see what happens, and let me know. Put it in the comment box, how you've changed something just by changing your past, your thoughts. So thanks for joining me. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video.